Hello friends, I Dr. Pankaj Kumar Goswami welcome you all again in this machine learning using Python tutorial series. In the previous video, we have started talking about Seaborn libraries, and definitely we have gone through the different kind of a plot visualization involved in that. The Seaborn has more facilities to really analyze your data. So those are working specifically in the data analysis, and they are the data analysts, or they are having some sort of the data incorporated in their programmings, in their work process. Definitely the Seaborn is going to be boom for them. So let's have some more attributes of Seaborn today. So we are going to discuss. So those are new in this video and watching this video first time, I suggest please go to the series of machine learning using Python. You find a lot of things over there, but here in this video we are using a Google Colab platform to work on that, and in this we are having an open source platform. So if you want to write the codes of Python language, so Google Colab is the best option right now because it is available everywhere. You do not need to carry your own laptop, you don't need to carry your softwares. Anywhere you are, you just need an internet connection and a device. There you can work upon. So that's why I'm just preferring to work upon this. So see you. Let's start this one. So we have a target to go for the Seaborn attributes. What are the more attributes for the Seaborn? So first of all, I suggest you all to Google Colab. You may start with this. Keep typing the Google Colab and enter. So you have to find out this Google Colab. This is basically your target. You have this Google Colab. Go here. So here in my Google Colab, I'm working on a pre-stored file. For that, I'm just working in this machine learning using Python tutorial series. All the programs are being stored here. This file can easily be given to you people if you require that. And here I'm just creating this one. So those are working first time, they can create their new notebook section. So let's begin with this. I'm opening my file in which I was working. So for those who are working first time, we are just making this video clear to them how they can create the new file. So first of all, go for this one and create one new notebook. Once it will be opened up, you can easily go to change its name. I'm going to change example Seaborn. So I have just created this new file for you, example underscore Seaborn, and before you're going to start this, you need to connect this file. So let's begin with today's Seaborn example. So whenever you're just going to work with the Seaborn, you have to go for some data set values, and for importing all these data sets from a desired source and operate in a different manner, to deal with that, we require to have a pandas library. So first of all, we are just importing this pandas library as PD. Then we are just importing matplotlib, importing pyplot as a plot. Then we are importing matplotlib inline. That is just only the customization. If you wanted to customize your chart, your plots, you need to have this one. Then we have basically the call of Seaborn. So here I just called the Seaborn as SNS. Just take care about that. Depends upon you how you are just calling your Seaborn as. So here we have just called this Seaborn as SNS. So before going to start your program, you have to run this one so that all the files and libraries may be imported properly. So that's basically being imported. See, while working with the Python or the data analysis, we need to have a data. So here we are just going to have a very easily available data. We are going to use today Cool Pokemon data set. It's a first generation. Here it is available free to download. You can download it, is available as in a CSV file, and you can import it into the Pada. So here I'm just giving this data set, how you can get that. This link will be available to you in the comment section. If you require that, I can just mention over there in the description box. I can just give this link to. So fine, we have the call of this data, how we can go for. So creating a new code line, and we have just imported all the libraries, and I am just going to copying basically the data set. So I have just copied this data set, and I'm simply defining this. I'm just giving a variable name is to std pd.read. This is the pandas library to read what to read, CSV file. And where is the CSV file? This is actually our data set available where? It is available on this link, https docs.google.com. Spreadsheet is available. You can have your own one, and don't worry about that. If you need that data set which is available online, you may have that. I'll share this link to you. So ultimately we have this one. So now this data set can easily be called and run. So first of all, just import this data set. Has been imported. Now we are going to have a new code line in which we have to read this data. What to do with this? So go for head, and we'll show you exactly what our data is. So ultimately we have some different varieties of the name. Then we have a types, what kind of a types are there, whether it is a grass option, some fire option is here, and type 2 basically it is poisons and something like that. And then we have the totals, how many totals are there, HP, attack, defense, special attack, special defense. This is basically somewhat related with the game of the Pokemon. So actually this data is available. It's not a limited data there you can work upon. You may have your own data set, but actually it requires a large number of quantity with respect to the different number of heads. As many as possible you should have that to go for the analysis. So let's see, if we have a data, we have read this data, how we are just going to use the Seaboom, we have the target to understand. So just creating a new code line, and under this code line I'm just going to plot this one. So using this SNS, now writing this SNS which enable us to create all the libraries. So starting with it is basically a line plot. We are going to start this one. This is not only the single attribute where you can work upon. A huge library is available. You can work upon this library. This is a kind of a regression model to be created. You can create your own one. Large number of options are available. I'm just taking one example to create this. Taking X as the head name, it is basically a tech. And taking this Y, on Y-axis I am going to start the second one. Let's say defense. You may have this one. Then for which this X attack and Y defense is to be taken up, we have to define this data, and this data is to be taken from the DF set. So now this is a complete line, and simply a single line is going to give you a wonderful display between the relationship chart among them. Let's see this. See, this is basically our data, and under this data we are just going to have all these plots. It means it is showing the regression line between that, and here these dots are indicating that what exactly the number of attacks when attack is to be taken, what is the definitely defense is there. So it is somewhat related with the game of the Pokemon, in which we have an attack and defense strategies. So ultimately that may be somewhat related with your, if suppose you are working in some machine learning in the designing of some household system related with the IoTs, then definitely you may have number of the options to be ignited, voltage and current relationship between the nanoparticles, and in fact number of the aspects may be there, not limited or restricted with this one. Next, if we wanted to see only the scatter chart, instead of just having this regression line, we don't want to have this regression line, then what else we can do for this? So just I'm creating another code line, see here, and going to start to create the scatter plot. So I'm just writing for your convenience scatter plot. So in this we have a command, like we have started with the cburn library. It starts with the SNS. It is having a lm plot, so just plot this one. Then we are going to have this one, x on the attack, y gonna be a bit of difference, then we are working with same as data df. So here we have just the same one as we had the previous one. Now the thing is here, so would you like to fit the regression line, yes or no? So we are just giving a command here, fit regression. It's directly working on that. See, a large number of mathematical analysis has to be done to just get this regression line. Here by just typing only simply false and true, you can easily have, so false, we don't need this regression line here. And what kind of a hue you are looking for, that we have already talked about the scatter plot last time, that is stage. So at what stage it is. So the hue can be created on the basis of your any of the variable. I had just created this hue on the basis of a stage, like in the previous example we talk about the genders. So here I'm just taking on the first stage, second stage and third. So many number of the peoples are those are playing this game and having an option where which kind of a type they are opening, where there is a grass and the second is a poison is there. Total is what is the total done. These all are the aspects over which I'm working. So this data set is available. So here the hue is taken on the basis of what? Stages. So stage will be different. It will give you the respective different colors. How does it work? Let's see. Beautiful. See how much interesting and beautiful it is. So how many stages we have? We have as stages 1, 2 and 3. So it distinguished among all these 3 stages. It is giving a blue, orange and green color to all the stages. So here these stages are helping you to identify the person who belongs to stage 1, stage 2 in this game easily can be sorted out here with the help of this scatter plot. So again we have a chart between the defense and attack. So finally I suppose you all are really comfortable with this scatter and the regression line plot. Let's see another attribute of this one. So creating again a new code line and having a different sort of analysis to this one. So another facility or the attribute is just given by this cburn library is box plot. So this box plot can be SNS, simple, we are initiating this one and giving a box plot. For what? We are having data as from the data df, it is just creating this box plot. Let's see how it looks like. Amazing. There's a beautifully described about that. It's suppose how many totals are there that is being created, then we are just creating, basically it is somewhat related with the system, and then it is being attack, defense, attack special, defense, speed, strategy and the legendary, that has all been created. So this is another way to analyze and present your data in this way. cburn has also a very specific and very special beautiful description of the plot chart, like that we have another style that is called as a basically a violin. So this we are going to have this violin plot. Simply type SNS. It is initiating SNS library. Type here violin plot. Go for defining your x-axis. What is this? Let's say under this x-axis we have first on the basis of type. You may have anyone. It means not only related with the type attack. You may have attack and defense too. So let's say we have attack and y equals to defense. then on which we are working upon, data equals to df. So let's see how it does look like. So well, it's kind of a shape is here. Actually the shape is showing a distribution. So distribution between attack and defense, how much distribution is to be taken, that is represented by this one. Another aspect you may see here, like if you go back to the data set and seeking to find out the attack and defense, it's almost equal. So that's why this distribution is not too much visible. If suppose you wanted to check this one on the basis of its type, whether it is a type 1 or type 2, then you would be able to on type 1 how much defense is distributed and how much attack is distributed. So let's check it out. And changing here, rather than typing this attack, I'm typing here type 1 and check it out. See, interestingly, so on the basis of this type, it means grass, what is the distribution of defense in respect to type 1? This is to be given by the variant chart. Similarly, you may have something different on type 2. This is what the distribution related with the type 2, and you wanted to check this type 2 with respect to attack, because almost attack and the difference are same, so that's why the graph may be equal. So that's why when we have just taken this distribution between the attack and the defense, it comes similar. So it is like similar. So it's a very beautiful Bayesian plot. Actually all these requires when you are looking to present your data in a different way or different axis or different perception, whether to check with respect to relativity among them. Now as you're working in a Seaborn library, you are your own artist, you may have your different option for your convenience. I'm just giving these options to you. You may have different color combinations that are available in this library. By just mentioning all these shades and the color, you would be able to create your own color set and own color design. For example, I'm just taking one for you, just copying the previous one. I'm simply copying this. It's better to copy the cell. I'm copying cell. It has been copied. Creating a new code line. So well, oops, it's typed because it comes with the output. So I'm just closing this one and let's creating something. So instead of just only we have to go for typing one thing, it's palette. Palette. So whatever the color code you are going to assign, that will work upon here. So let's say we have this dragon. I'm going to assign this one. And check it out. So let's simply have this palette, and we have defined here this pkmn underscore type underscore colors. So we have already created a list. This is the list being created, and for the different I just created this one. Now I'm just going to run this one. So the wonderfully it has just created the color palettes for the all one. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So I just defined all of them here. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. All these colors has been just being created on this color palettes that are being defined. That can be done easily here. You can easily change up. You see here the difference has been created on the basis of your choice. So this is just only an artistic effect and the visualization effects related with this one. Another interesting plotting format is that basically swarm plot. So for going for this swarm plot, you have to go for initiating this library SNS, go for your swarm plot, and here you may define anything depending upon your values what you are looking for. I define X for from your data set. From you I've just taken this data, so this is data totally depending upon your data. So on the basis of, let's say I'm just taking it on attack, Y I'm just taking for value, I'm just taking for defense, and then I'm just defining my data set as df. Then I'm just giving a hue. On what basis it is going to distinguish is basically nothing but a type, and let's say it is a type 1. So let's check how does it actually work. So we are running up here because it has definitely so many attributes of the data analyst. See, this is what the beauty. Actually, the typical analyst among them, it is creating the swarm plot. Typical analysis is exactly done in a very easy and a very simplest manner through this Python. So see what kind of a graph we are just going to have here. It's taking a bit time because it's just getting the relative analysis between all them. And definitely we are just taking all the categories on the basis of the hue is created on the behalf of type. Now you would be able to that how many types are there available in that data set. See, this is what defense and this is what the attack, and all these scattered dots are on the basis of grass, fire, water, bug, normal, position, poison, electric, ground, fury, fighting, psychic, rock, coast. All these are definitely the categories under which it is the defense and attack is to be taken place. This is another beautiful analysis. You may similarly have some changes also to check this one. Another attributes you may have. Suppose that instead of this you just have a stats of all this. You are having a complete stat, and Y on the basis of value. What are their values? And then you have a data to be defined, and type 1 you are just having a hue. We have to change because we don't have such kind of a thing. So we have basically here HP that can be created. We have basically the values, or you may have another section that can be tested out. So on the basis of the heads we have, we can only define those heads here. So in this we have this HP as a head, you may have a name as a head, you may have a special attack, strategy, legendary, whatever you want to do it. So let's take another. I'm just taking as a speed and checking what happens and what kind of a relationship comes up. So instead of having this value, let's check it out for the speed and let's run. Some errors here, so let's check me out. Yeah, well actually this error only just because of just giving a wrong name, because it was a capital speed, the S is capital. If suppose we are not giving the right head, so how does it work? Let's check. It's taking a bit time. So well, you see here I've just created on the basis of that speeds are here, and the next figure is somewhat related with your HP. That quantity has come up here, and you have here the types, all these one. That's all is possible. So meanwhile we'll just take a more examples, that more simple examples. You will have your own data set, you may find out the relationship among all them. So we may create a small one. So I hope so you all might be liking this video. You could be able to really learn up more things related with the plotting different kind of a data relationship using the Seaborn library. So more attributes are here. As you work, you know more, because there is an ocean of knowledge. If you just go for finding your niche, you will have a lot of options to get the solutions. So it is totally depending upon you. So keep working, keep creating your own algorithms, keep creating your own interactive tools. Meanwhile you're finding difficulty, you just mention all these things in the comment box. I shall be helping you out. Till then, thank you, bye bye. Okay, and just remember, in the next video we are just going to have more attributes related with all these plots, Seaborn plots, with the help of some simplest examples, daily life examples, and related with the all pandas, NumPy libraries, and other libraries that can be stored over there. So keep watching, keep interacting. Thank you very much to all.